Hi, how are ya? It's an honor and a pleasure to serve you. My name is Serene Priestess. Welcome to Vertex of Abundance. And I'm here to do the Soul Purpose Saturday sermon. The extended church service, if you would, temple service is in the show notes. Warning, I cut up at that one. It's Halloween to Black Friday, literally demons walk the earth. The 23 days between All Hallows Eve and Black Friday, give or take a day each year, but it's 23 days. It is a day when demons walk the earth, and we call it in Voodoo land, we call it, in Benin we call it the devil month. November is the devil month. So I went to work, and you're welcome. So feel free to unsubscribe if that was too much for you. It says a lot about you. Enjoy. Now, I'm going to get on a much more loving note here for the sermon. I'm going to bust out the affirmators. And I'm also going to bring out the Sacred Rebel here by Alana Fairchild. And we got Patience. It's a bonus card. So we have Vitality, Ups and Downs, and Trust. Okay. And Impermanence. Great. Great, 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 great. So we're going to take this Ups and Downs, Trust, Vitality, and Impermanence, and we're going to double it with Patience, because Patience is a bonus card. So in the center we have Ups and Downs. I see life as an incredible ride. I am lucky to be on it. Yes, the ups and downs make me want to puke sometimes, but they are also what makes things fun and interesting. And when you look back, even puking on yourself makes a good story. Not if you're a clean freak like me, but here we go. Ups and downs. And that's the central card. So that's what we are using as our shield to go out and experience the world, if you would. So ups and downs, life has ups and downs, we know that. So you need some good ashe, okay, with it. Vitality. I am healthy and vital and strong. My radiant love of life fills me with healthy, vital, and strong cells. Each cell is a warrior. Everyone has its own sword and shield. I dare you to try to penetrate my cellular army. Didn't think so, chump. These cards are cute. See, I like them. Thank you to Sarah in Eagle Rock for getting me these cards. You know who you are, Sarah M. Impermanence. That was what's knocking on the door. Vitality. Life's going to throw a lot at you, so make sure you keep your strength. Now, that's the call to action. The call to arms is impermanence. Uranus just moved into Taurus. Literally, your structure, your foundation will be, I heard torn apart. That's not what I was going to say. Tested, tried. Life is always changing, and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. As I drift through the hard times, I can take comfort in knowing that I will leave them behind. As I drift away from good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence is an equal opportunity non-entity. I'm hearing a song, I heard the same song during the temple service. It was called Leisure Suite by Feist. Trust. This is the healing. I trust that everything will be okay in the end, partly because I simply know it in my gut, but also because it is way more fun to live with trust and confidence than to be a defensive wiener. Or whiner, but I said wiener because it says wiener. So trust. And then all of these get doubled with patience. Congratulations, you've been granted more patience. You may start using it right away or much, much later. Waiting a long time is the sort of option that now can be afforded to you by greater patience. Can you believe it? Looking at this, you are still reading and you haven't started getting annoyed yet. Imagine how this patience will transform your life. Imagine how easy it will be to go to the post office. I grew up with an adopted mother who worked at the post office. She retired there after 32 years, a couple years ago. All right. Let's consult the ancestors real quick. I'm going to pull out my New Orleans voodoo. Oh, cards came right out. So the door's opening up for might. I'm hearing the word might. Yeah, so everybody is circling around you to watch you overcome things. You will be tried. You will be tested. You will need to use your forceful will, use your wits about you, but not your intellectual wits. Literally, define an intention, define where you're going, and when things get in the way, go up against it. Don't be afraid. So the door is going to be open, but how much do you really want it is what they're saying here. And this is on the grounds of initiation. So this is a learning experience. Like I say, you will grow through what you go through. And see, where we're going to be at is we're going to not have the right mental activity. We're going to apply too much force or not enough. And we're always going to go towards the worst thing in our mind. And really, all that's happening is truth is being revealed. If things don't get tested and tried, you're never going to be able to depend on them in a good solid foundation. And then 3 + 8 is 11. So that is a petition to the universe. And understand that 2 8 is a message. So you'll have a lot of messages coming out of the 4th and 5th dimension, the astral and the mental, the astral and the quantum. So in respect to this impermanence, so that was vitality. Let's test impermanence here. Okay, so impermanence. So focus on your responsibilities. Understand that, yeah, you need to have a force of will in the face of obstacles. There will be real threat behind the scenes. And if you are not conscientious about what it is that you need to focus on, focusing on a thing in the moment, where do you need to send your lightning bolt is always kind of what I say when I see this energy together. Like, what is it that you need to transmute, transfigure, transgenerate here? And this is on the grounds of, again, if you're not married to your spirits, if you're not in alignment with your spirits, if you don't know who you are and why you're here, if you don't know how to communicate with your ancestors, work on behalf of your ancestors, you're not going to be a proper member of the soul group. I know there's the lightning round, but there you go. So that was impermanence on the grounds of trust. Yeah, so again, you will have to walk in the face of the devil. You will have to walk right up to the devil, but you're being tested and tried. So the devil may have an understanding or a power over the physical environment that you're in. You may have to go to work with a bunch of demons and devils, XYZ, LNOP. But understand one thing. You can always look up towards the heavens, towards the divine. You always have an option to ascend. So yeah, there may be predators on the surface of the earth, but understand that you are a spirit inhabiting a physical form. Just like you're standing on the body of the earth, God is the spirit that inhabits earth, right? So you are a spirit that inhabits your body as well. So you always have the ability to go up. And this is on the grounds of, yeah, things are going to be difficult no matter what. It's just the way that life is going to work. And you need to make a petition to the goddess. And so you will need to take on the burden of your spiritual incarnation here, you coming down here into the physical, and you're sailing across the seas of time. So understand, your power is coming from the spiritual, okay? Pull your sacred sovereignty out of the spiritual into the physical in order to get through the specific experience that you're going through. So on the grounds of ups and downs, so if you want to hear the sermon, the link's in the show notes. It's not the sermon's here right now, but I did some church service. I don't know how long that reading was, but it was a heavy duty reading. Okay, so this to me is you're married to God, period. Period. The ancestors are behind you. You're fully supported. You're fully alive, awakened, embodied, and conscious here in the physical. And the ups and downs means that what's happening is God never gives you more than you can handle. And if you come up against your fears, that's the time to overcome them. Yeah, so I know there's always a rainbow after the rain. This is God right here, Olodumare. God to me is the third eye of the earth. Boom, dada, there you go. Third eye of the earth is the Gemini constellation, in my opinion. But people want to argue. I don't give a fuck. There you go. So yeah, so we all come from the goddess, and to her we are born like a drop of rain falling to the ocean. Right here, there you go. We all come from the goddess, and to her we are born like a drop of rain falling to the ocean. So do your work. Yeah, should be going down in the physical, but you know what? Put your head to the ground, put out some elbow grease, get her done. Because there's always going to be eyes on you. Spirits are always going to be looking at you. People are always going to come try to take you down. Motherfuckers trying to take you down, you notice, because they're already standing beneath you. People that got something going on in their life ain't going to come after you. It's always the mother effers that ain't got no nothing going on. They ain't got no nothing. They ain't no nothing. They ain't anything. They're always going to come at you. They're always going to come for you. Don't worry about it. Just take care of it. So understand that if you are married to God, then there's always somebody watching you. And trust me, the demons know that you're protected, and they want to see if you're going to turn your back on your protector. That's one of the things that the devil does. He tries to convince you God's not real and that he's not real, but you're sitting there watching porn, you're sitting there sucking demon dick, you're sitting there spending all your money on things you ain't going to have next month, chasing after material things that ain't going to do no nothing for you. Let me stop. So let's get on to somewhere nice. We're going to be reading from the Sacred Rebel Guidebook by Alana Fairchild. Whoa. Woo, woo, woo. These cards are beautiful. Okay. So we got Diving for Light, Big, Bold Vision, and Inspiration. Diving for light. And that's in the position of the past. In the present, we have big, bold vision. And in the future, we have inspiration. So this is about being in alignment. Remember that Ayizan card is about being married to spirit, being a sacred vessel. And this is on the grounds of collaborative dreaming. I'm hearing that song. That constant craving that's always been. I'm hearing that song. Who sings that? Is that Annie Lennox? I don't think so. I don't know. Music before I was born, 1987 is a lot. 1986 is a lot more in my mind, in my spirit than after. I think the last song I ever remember the words to was like the Spice Girls. I was like third grade when that came out. I might know a Backstreet Boys song or two, but after that, I don't care. I don't care. Mariah, Christina, Beyonce, I can't remember. I can't even tell the difference. I'm just an old lady. Okay, so let's read this. Collaborative dreaming. That was the Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles that fell to the floor. Doing your work. Navigating, negotiating with the devil, frankly. Collaborative dreaming. So we're reading from page 116 in the Alana Fairchild Guidebook, and it's collaborative dreaming number 28. Your heart is big enough to dream, not only for yourself, but for a new humanity. Imagine a world that is healed with respect, understanding, and with community that fosters life. Even your dreams that relate to you alone will contribute positively to the greater good, because that is the nature of your heart. Your heart naturally and intelligently cooperates in a grand scheme of love and creativity, working to heal the hearts of the world. Your heart creates win-win situations that benefit the individual and the collective. You are being asked to honor your growing desire to co-create with like-minded people. With conscious, like-minded people. Your collaborative dreaming is a long, inspired win-win, bringing mutual enhancement to yourself and others. The heart wants to love and be loved. Working with others creatively is a way to allow the heart to grow. It is a chance for you to learn how to honor yourself and others and to find a way to live and let live simply by growing and strengthening your active trust in your heart's guidance. You are asked to bear the rough patches that can happen when you work creatively with others. Ideas might clash and there can be friction, particularly if you have different ways of working. Sometimes big dreams need more fire to ignite them into reality. More fire might require more friction along the creative path. It is not meant to be a permanent condition, just an aspect of the creative process from which you can learn something useful, if you wish. Your guidance is to embrace any experiences of friction or tension within yourself or as you work with another, with compassion, detachment, and with tolerance. Creative endeavors, particularly involving groups, can bring up unresolved issues about being valued, heard, and capable. They can also trigger disputes about taking responsibility or inflame insecurities about being cast into unfamiliar roles of leadership or of having to follow. This might happen for you, for others, or for all involved. The stronger the creative energy that flows, the more likely that triggering will take place. It is the nature of creative energy to move in all directions. It does not just want to grow one project. Everything that comes into contact with it will grow. That means that the art and the artist are all in the process of creation. This can be smooth, but it is more likely to be rough sailing, at least at times. This is not a sign that something is not working, far from it. It is more usually a sign that growth is happening and you are feeling the growing pains. This oracle is asking you to stay in your integrity, honor what you feel, and remember why you chose to open up to the group, the endeavors, in the first place, especially if the group involvement becomes complex or challenging. Call on unconditional love each day and evening. It only takes a moment to do. Quote, I call upon unconditional love. Please remember that what really matters is that you hear your own voice, whether it's mine or others. This is part of the challenge of staying present. It is more usually a sign that something is not working, far from it. This oracle is asking you to stay in your integrity, honor what you feel, and remember why you chose to open up to the group, the endeavors, and the first place. We got cut off there for a minute. It is a wonderful and important, challenging, creative, and spiritual work. You need a strong sense of self to be able to engage in the process and not lose your voice during the journey. You need a strong enough sense of self to be flexible and know when to bend rather than break. You have to intuit what is going to be a good, heart-inspired sacrifice for the greater good, when you will need to stay true to your own voice for the greater good. Only the heart can guide you through these matters, and others may not always agree with your instincts and vice versa. This is part of the challenge of staying present so that the friction created can be channeled into creative energy rather than lost in emotional turmoil. Please remember that what really matters is that you hear your own voice. Others may or may not be able to receive it. When you hear your own voice, you will be able to connect with your heart's truth. You will know when it is right to remain in a group or when you need to withdraw in order to work with others who resonate at a more appropriate vibration and perhaps more in harmony with your own. Not every collaboration will be long term. Sometimes the learning will be short, sharp, and possibly even painful before it turns into the wisdom that is gained from experience. At other times, the journey will be more loving, supportive, and harmonious. This is neither better nor worse, just different. This oracle comes with a particular guidance for you at this phase of your life and creative journey. You are no longer to think of yourself as a lone wolf. Yes, you have your unique path to tread, but you now have tasks to accomplish for your own growth and the greater good that require more than a one-man band. You will still do your own work, of course. However, others are on the way to help you. This is only so much as a single drop of water. There's only so much that the single drop of water can do on its own. Though it is precious, together, those drops can become a wave and make a considerable impact in the world. You are part of a wave of loving consciousness, and you are meant to be exploring collaborative dreams, healing relationships, and conscious communities. Some connections will be short-lived and perhaps involve some learning experiences that are hopeful or never needing to repeat. Others will be longer-term loves. Either way, you will emerge more of yourself and more in connection with the world that wants your ideas, presence, and energy and light. This oracle brings a message to those that are involved in a group and are struggling over whether to continue or let it go and move on. You're being asked to trust your heart and not to allow any group to become more powerful than the wisdom of your own heart. Always allow the sacred rebel within you to question authority. Is it loving and wise authority, or is it coming from a place of fear-based control? Look to your heart's wisdom to discern whether your involvement in a group is healthy or not. Sometimes a group can only receive so much of our energy before it is time to move on. Sometimes a group is not receiving us at all, but we feel that we are meant to be a guiding hand in it for a period of time. Before our heart urges us to let go. Ask for guidance. Do the healing process below and trust in the feeling that becomes clear to you over time. You will know what to do, and you must always trust your own voice above all others. So the healing process here says, imagine a chain of paper dolls all connected forming a circle. Imagine that the circular chain of paper dolls can be filled with beautiful golden light, which begins in the heart of each paper doll. The light shines out and shimmers, making the paper dolls radiant, shining, and golden. Imagine a feeling of love, connection, help, and goodwill shining along within the golden light. Stay with that image or feeling as long as it feels good for you, and simply open your eyes and you have completed the healing process. So, collaborative dreaming. Remember, I'm still hearing that song, that constant craving. It's always been. You know, humans, I feel, want to connect. They want to find that they feel like they have a place in this world. And in order to know what you're doing is right, in order to get your needs met, you need to have a firm sense of yourself so that you can purposely and authentically engage. If you don't know what you stand for, you'll fall for anything. You'll be eroded by other people. And when you're weak and fearful, and when you're grabbing at external energies to feed what's alive in you, you're going to always be wanting more. It's like an addict. The first cut is the deepest and is never as good as the first time. So the little trick here is to, well, we have here diving for light. So again, once you know what you want, once you know what you're looking for, if you haven't gone to the depths of your soul, if you haven't explored yourself, you're not going to know how you fit in, because then once you know what you want, you can open and exchange with the universe to see if it's something that you're going to get, because inspiration can come to you, but you need to know what part of you needs to be inspired. Okay. So it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you today. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. Please take good care of yourself until we meet again, until we read again. Namaste, Dandavat, and Ashe. Au revoir, everybody. Bye-bye.